This is Create mode. You should be feeling very powerful and godlike, because you can literally create just about anything you blooming well want to now, using the tools and abilities that this mode has on offer. You can even look down upon your vast creations by soaring through the air. In Pop-It, you'll find more and more icons at your disposal. Use the menu button to bring it up. Click on the odd-looking tadpole thingy to activate your first lesson. When you're in Create mode, your Pop-It becomes literally charged with an astounding creative power. Open your Pop-It and abra-uba-gadra, magical extra icons appear. This is an opportune time to look at your Pop-It cursor. It's the funny one on the top row. Looks like a sort of tadpole gone wrong. Select it and you'll find you can steer it about with your left stick. So, what can it do? Well, lots of things. Firstly, it can move pretty much any object or obstacle you find around you. Just press the action Just press the action button to pick it up, and use your left stick to direct it. The shuffle buttons move the object backwards and forwards, which is useful for manoeuvring around some of the trickier little big planet landscapes. A really cool feature is that once you've positioned said object, press the action button and you can leave the bally thing suspended in mid-air. But beware, when you press the back button to close your Pop-It and return to your sack person, the spell is broken and the objects come crashing back down to Earth. So move your little sack tushy sharpish. Wow, we are really racing through this, aren't we? You rock. Okay, so you can make things move. So now let's work out how to make some things to move in the first place. Go into Pop-It and you'll find a new icon that's going to help you do just that. Most of the objects you collect as you're gadding about LittleBigPlanet will end up in your goodies bag. And remember, you can only access your goodies bag when you're in Create mode. Press Menu to open your Pop-It and then select the goodies bag icon. Peruse and survey with the left stick, then pick an object with the action button. Peruse and survey with the left stick, then pick an object with the action button. Now then, you can position it with the left stick. The right stick adjusts the rotation. The shuffle buttons move it backwards and forwards, and press Action to stamp it into the scene. Then again, to return... Oh, I see. No, you've crossed out that press the back button, but you have to say that in order to... Or do you want me to say press the back button to return to the Pop-It main menu? Yeah. Press the back button to return to the Pop-It main menu, and once more to put it away. But remember, when you close your poppet, gravity will return. So look out below. Oh, sorry. Finally, if you want to delete something, select the poppet cursor and position it over what you want to get rid of. Press the Action button to select it, then the Delete button, and the bally thing will return post-haste. Press the Action button to select it, then the Delete button, and the bally thing will return post-haste to your goodies bag. Phew! Did you get all that? Well, come on then, give it a whirl. We little big planet happy gadders like to stick together. So let's stick some other things together with glue. To use glue, we'll be needing our friend the poppet cursor. Select something you want to stick. Select something you want to stick to something else. Place it so they're in contact, and press and hold the Action button until you hear it go, ah. Hey presto, they're stuck together like a dried-out cornflake on a cereal bowl. Now you can shift and shake them like they're one object. We're really bonding now, aren't we? By now, you should be the gaddy-daddy at placing, gluing, and embedding objects. A sack of all trades. So, if you want to remove a bit of your newly built creation, use the poppet cursor. Move it over the bit of your creation you're not entirely happy with, and select it with the Action button. Press Delete once, and away comes the offending selection. Now you can drop it somewhere else. Or you can get rid of it completely by hitting Delete once more. Oh, one final thing. If you hold down Delete when you're selecting a part, it'll delete the whole thing. Oh, a little bit hasty there, sack boy. And one final thing. You can't take apart things that other players give you, just the ones you've made yourself. That's it. I'm finished now. Thanks. Toodaloo. It's time for you to make a scene. And I don't mean have a hissy fit in a bakery because they run out of croissants. I mean create a scene for others to enjoy in LittleBigPlanet. It's not as daunting as it sounds. If you make a Freddy Fluffy, simply go back in time and correct it. Yes, go back in time. Do you remember old-style videotape players? Come on, admit your age now. Well, the directional buttons act as a kind of magic video cassette player. Left will rewind to undo errors. Right will fast forward in case you didn't really want to undo that error after all. Up will pause, but no ordinary pause. Everything in the world is frozen in time, except you and fellow sack people. So don't go and cop a sneaky feel off another player because you'll get a slap round the chops. Everything else becomes solid and frozen so you can run riot without breaking anything. Your poppet menu has plenty more little surprises. Have a good old root about to uncover them. mouth round that tool. Right. The corner editing tool is just the ticket for making precise adjustments to the shapes you've made. Pop open your poppet and find the corner editing tool in your tools bag. Excuse me. Use the left stick and action button to select an object to slice and dice with the corner cutting cursor. You'll notice your cursor has altered somewhat and is now restricted to the boundaries of your object, but not of your imagination. And if you move it to a corner, like so, then press the action button, you can then move it around with the left stick. Both brill and fab, you'll no doubt agree. Then press the action button to place it somewhere else, or if you wish, you can get rid of it with the delete button. And if you can't get enough of those cool and crazy corners, create new ones by moving. And if you can't get enough of those cool and crazy corners, create new ones by moving over any point along the edge and pressing the action button. You've no doubt noticed that the music in LittleBigPlanet rocks larger than a boulder. So let's have some more. Open your poppet, select the tools bag icon, and then select... Open your poppet, select the tools bag icon, and select one of the music icons you have hopefully... I can put hopefully have, if that's all right. You hopefully have... No, you have hopefully collected... Yeah, you hopefully have collected... That hopefully you will have collected on your travels. Something, yeah. Open your poppet, select the tools bag icon, and select one of the music icons that hopefully you will have collected on your travels. Placing them is the same as placing decorations or stickers. So find somewhere you want to make audibly pleasing, and press the action button. You can fine-tune your music with the poppet cursor. Move it over the object, then press the menu button to bring up the Music Tweak menu. Useful blighters, these tweak menus. And there's plenty of things around LittleBigPlanet which like a quick tweak every now and again. I know I do. Sorry, why I did that. When you're in a tweak menu, it's the left stick to choose a setting, then the right stick to change it. You can tweak which part of the song the music starts playing from. Tweaking the trigger radius determines how close you have to be before it starts playing. And the volume sliders adjust the level of each of the different instruments within the track. Not too loud, mind, or you'll get a letter from the council. If you're feeling a teensy bit devilish, you can add some mild peril to your scene. Take this rabbit. Seems quite a friendly sort. But go into your tools bag and you'll find some naughty danger tools. Choose the flame tool. Move it with the left stick and apply it with the action. Try running into it to witness its lethal powers. Gadzooks! If your conscience gets the better of you, you can access the unlethalize tool. What next? Gerbil with a flick hammer? If you're feeling a teensy bit devilish, you can add some mild peril to your scene. Take this rabbit. Seems quite a friendly sort. But go into your tools bag and you'll find some naughty danger tools. Choose the flame tool. Move it with the left stick and apply it with the action. Try running into it to witness its lethal powers. Gadzooks! If your conscience gets the better of you, you can access the unlethalize tool. Next, gerbil with a flick hammer? If you're feeling a teensy bit devilish, you can add some mild peril to your scene. The material changer is a handy little tool that does exactly what it says on the tin, or on the cardboard, or the polystyrene, or whatever material you want it to say it on. Let me explain. If you've made something of one material, but then decide it'd look better made from something else, you don't need to rebuild it, just change the material. Simply select the new material you want, then select the Material Changer tool from the small window that pops up. That's the one, just below the shapes. Then all you have to do is move it over the shape you want to change the material of and press Action. Abra-uba-gadra, it's now made from something else. Alter as many shapes as you like and press the back button a few times to return to the Pop-It main menu. If you want to create something with moving parts, try making a bolt for it. No, wait, come back. I meant a bolt as in nuts and bolts. Now, to use a bolt, you need at least two things you want to bolt together. Get a bolt from your tool bag, use the left stick to position it over the first of the two objects you want to connect, then If you want to create something with moving parts, try making a bolt for it. No, wait, come back. I meant a bolt as in nuts and bolts. Now, to use a bolt, you need at least two things you want to bolt together. Get a bolt from your tools bag, use the left stick to position it over the first of the two objects you want to connect, then the action button bolts it in. Notice we need the Pop-It cursor, so press back twice to get back to the Pop-It main menu. Select the Pop-It cursor and use the left stick to position the now bolted object in front of whatever it is you're bolting it onto. A quick press of the action button bolts the bally things together. You can adjust the tightness of the bolt via the tweak menu. We'll make an engineer of you yet, Isambard. Sprung bolts are fabulously handy if you like a bit of horizontal wobble. Now, psst, I'm going to tell you another way to bolt things. Now, instead of bolting the first object first, you can bolt both of them at the same time. Use the Pop-It cursor to move the first object in front of what you want to bolt it to, and then go to your tools bag and get your bolt. This time, it's a sprung bolt. Press Action to run it through both bits at once. Remember to hold down Action to get to the tweak menu, where you can alter the resting angle so it springs back to the position you want it in. Oh, and the tightness. The higher the tightness, the harder it'll be to move. You can introduce motion to your creations by adding motor bolts. Handily, you place a motor bolt just like any other bolt. We wouldn't want to throw a spanner in the works, now would we? In the tweak menu, if you turn the tightness up to... In the tweak menu, if you turn the tightness up, the effect is more powerful and the moving objects are less likely to slip. Make sure this matches the speed level so it's not fighting against itself. You cannot change the laws of physics, Captain! That was one of the worst Scotty impressions you will ever hear. Direction adjusts whether it goes clockwise or anti-clockwise. Sync helps you adjust the motion to keep it in or out of sync with other moving objects. You'll soon get the hang of this. Sounds complicated, isn't it? You're a bright bunny. That's why we love you. You can introduce motion to your creations by adding motor bolts. Handily, you place a motor bolt just like any other bolt. We wouldn't want to throw a spanner in the works, now would we? In the tweak menu, if you turn the tightness up to... In the tweak menu, if you turn the tightness up, the effect is more powerful and the moving objects are less likely to slip. Make sure this matches the speed level so it's not fighting against itself. You cannot change the laws of physics, Captain! That was one of the worst Scotty impressions you will ever hear. Direction adjusts whether it goes clockwise or anti-clockwise. Sync helps you adjust the motion to keep it in or out of sync with other moving objects. You'll soon get the hang of this. Sounds complicated, isn't. You're a bright bunny. That's why... Perhaps you just want your object to wobble back and forth. You'll need a wobble bolt then. Place it like any other bolt, holding down the action button for your tweaks. Just look at the options. Wow! Angle changes the angle the motion is relative to, and rotation adjusts how far it rotates. Just like our other bolts, tightness affects strength. The tighter the wobble bolt is, the harder it is to slip. But bear this in mind when adjusting the speed. Pause allows back and forth motion to take a breather now and then. And sync controls the timing if you have other moving objects in your scene and you want to synchronize them. You know what they say, you ain't got no swing if you ain't got some string. And the same goes in LittleBigPlanet. String is brilliant for hanging things up, and even making swing bridges. Let's give it a go. Get two objects you want to string together. In your tools bag, select String, Wonderful String. Much like a lasso, put the string over the edge of one of your objects and press Action to attach it. Position the other end of the string over the other object and press Action again. String-a-ling-a-ding! They're connected! The tweak menu allows you to alter the length of your string too. Of course, string can bunch up shorter than the length you choose, but it can't go longer. How much fun is that? How long is a piece of string? Elastic adds to our wibbly-wobbliness, but it wouldn't stand up in court, Your Honour. Meaning, elastic isn't as rigid as a spring. It does have some other wonderful attributes, though. Get some elastic from the tools bag and place it like you place rods or springs or strings. By keeping the action button down, go straight to your elasticy tweaks, namely length and strength. Strength, which alters the elasticity, or boinginess, if you want to be technical about it. Like string, rods can help with the construction of the weird and wacky creations that seep out of your imagination and become manifest in LittleBigPlanet. Find a rod in that bottomless infinite repository we call the tools bag. Attach a rod at both ends like you did for string. Then you can tweak its length. The thing about rods is that unlike string, once you've set the length, they're fixed at that length. A handy little facility, as you'll no doubt discover. Something Shakespeare should have said was, "You can't have enough wibbly-wobbliness." And 'tis very true, good player. By adding springs, the LittleBigPlanet hamlet becomes a bouncier place. Get a spring from the tools bag and connect it, like rods and string. for springs are length and strength. Strength allows you to alter the power of the coil. Keep it loose for added wiggle. Another uber-gad way of connecting things is with winches. Go wrench a winch from your tools bag. You connect it just like string, rods and elastic. And you can also tweak the minimum and maximum length of a winch. But be aware that a winch can crumple and become even shorter. Use the strength setting to determine how much your winch can lift. The speed setting affects how quickly it goes from being fully extended to being fully reeled in. Pause is how long it waits at each end. And sync sets its timing to be in or out of sync with other animated whatnots and ujima flips in your scene. If you're feeling run down and you need a boost, try a piston. Pistons are kept in your tools bag. Place a piston like all the other connectory objects. Place a piston like all the other connectory objects by attaching both ends. Then hold onto your action button to get up its tweak menu. You'll find all the usual tweaks here. More strength gives it more oomph. Stiffness controls how erect your piston is. Oh, I do hope you're not smirking. It isn't funny or clever. Speed sets how quickly the piston extends. Actually, it is quite funny. And sync, as ever, adjusts the timing of the piston compared to all the other mechanized, motorized and winchized things around it. And do try to consider the comfort of your passengers. Silly sound effects never get old. Silly sound effects never get old. And you can litter some about LittleBigPlanet so everyone can have a good old titter. Open your tools bag, choose one of the sound effects you have collected, and attach it to something, just like you would decorations. Remember to hold down Action to go straight to the Tweak menu. There's some wonderful settings to play with to ensure the maximum mirth value of a sound effect. There's Sound, to choose a sound. Play mode determines whether the sound plays when something hits it or gets near it. Proximity makes the boing, crash, beep, or whatever it is, be heard when a sack person is close by. Positioning determines whether the sound is heard off-screen or not. And as for the modifier, well, that lets you make even more supersonic alterations. So, have a little tinker. Sound objects. The more you litter, the more they'll titter. You can even speak to your fellow happy gadders through the marvellous mechanical Magic Mouth feature. The Magic Mouth icon is in the tools bag, so let's go and select it. Now you have a magic mouth to stick onto whatever you wish. Move it with the left stick. The right stick changes the size and rotation of the wonderful waffler. Did you know that if you hold down the Action button when you're placing something, you can tweak it right there and then? Well, you can. So try it now. Hold it down and... Hello, Tweak. Here you can add some text by selecting Speech. Tell a story or a joke, anything. Keep it short and nice, because rudies are not permitted. For each Rudy you try and put in, a little sack person dies somewhere. Want that on your conscience? Yeah. Now, there's some amusing gibber sounds in the sound icon page that you can also add. And the area icon decides how close to the magic mouth another player has to be before the speech appears. It's like talking to a brick wall, isn't it? creature pieces let you create artificial life by adding body parts and intelligence to objects you have made. Sounds like a good wheeze. Sounds like an even better wheeze. Oh, sorry. Sounds like a good wheeze, as a certain Dr. Frankenstein once said. So, pick something you want to bring to life and go to the Gadgets page in your tools bag. Let's get your object gadding about, shall we? Select a creature leg or creature wheel. When selected, press and hold the action button to place it. 2 of each will be enough. Well, heck, 1 of each if you're a bit twisted. Jeepers creepers, let's add some peepers. Press back to return to the creature pieces menus and find magic eyes. As many as you like. Go back for a creature brain, since this will help the poor thing navigate and react to you and other sack people. There's 2 types of spongy noggins on offer, protected and unprotected. If you go for unprotected, greedy gadsaps can try and pilfer that grey matter, making your poor fellow inactive. Both brain types have a few things to tweak. Setting the behavior to follow makes your creature walk towards you. It's harmless enough, but if you're not expecting it, it can give you the willies. Flee behavior makes for nervous Nellies. First sign of a sack person, and your creature is out of the door and down the street. Set behavior to ignore, and your creature will act like a surly teenager, not interacting with anyone, and plodding on till it runs on. Whoops. Set behavior to ignore, and your creature will act like a surly teenager, not interacting with anyone, and plodding on until it runs out of landscape. You can also tweak a brain to alter your creature's speed and its ability to jump or not. And last of all, you can say whether harmful materials, such as fire and gas, will harm your creature. But should your creature actually be made of flames, then he will automatically be immune. Ah, simple, isn't it, this business of being God? Creature pieces let you create artificial life by adding body parts and intelligence to objects you have made. Sounds like a good wheeze. Sounds like an even better wheeze. Oh, sorry. Sounds like a good wheeze, as a certain Dr. Frankenstein once said. So, pick something you want to bring to life and go to the Gadgets page in your tools bag. Let's get your object gadding about, shall we? Select a creature leg or creature wheel. When selected, press and hold the action button to place it. 2 of each will be enough. Well, heck, 1 of each if you're a bit twisted. Jeepers creepers, let's add some peepers. Press back to return to the creature pieces menus and find magic eyes. As many Now's your chance to scare the living breakfast out of a poor, unsuspecting sack person. With an emitter, you can make objects appear and disappear just when you least expect them. Find emitters in your tools bag. Attach the emitter to an object, just like you attach a decoration. It won't do anything, until you program it. So open up the Tweak menu, the Objects. So open up the Tweak menu. The Object setting allows you to select what you want to emit, and more importantly, where you want it to appear. Choose Frequency to set how often you want it to emit something. Sync, as ever, alters when they'll appear compared to other things in your scene. Lifetime lets you specify how long your emitted object will live for before it dissolves into the ether. Max Emitted shows you Max Emitted allows you to specify a finite number of objects. You can precisely control the speed and spin at which the object is spat out with the linear. You can precisely control the speed and spin at which the object is spat out with the linear and angular velocity settings. They're highly technical, scientific specifications, all right? So have a faff with them when you feel like it. Okay, by now your scene should be looking fancier than Mr. Fancy of 52 Fancy Street, West Fancytown, Fancyshire. So let's fancy up the interactive aspect. With buttons. Choose something to connect a button to. For example, an object you've put a motorbolt on. Dive into your Tools Bag Gadgets page and go get a button. Pop it down wherever takes your fancy, then get ready with your trusty pop-it cursor. See the Connector tab sticking out of the button? OK, grab it by tapping the Action button and heave the gadding thing out. Take it over to the object you want to control and press Action. You'll find that some connectors won't work with some objects. I'm sure you can figure out which. The same button can control several items, but you'll need to pull out a connector tab for each of them. On the Connector tab Tweak menu, you'll find the ability to change what they do, their behavior, if you like. On and off turns them on, or as you might expect if you're very clever, off. On LittleBigPlanet, You can make more than just collages and paper chains with our craft materials. So, into the goodie bag we go, and pick up a craft material. Then choose a shape and prepare to get crafty. Position it with the left stick, scale and rotate it with the right stick, and use the shuffle buttons to give it a bit of a backwards or forwards motion. Stamp it into the world with the action button, and stamp it into the world with the action button. You can draw a continuous shape by holding down the action button. Oh, heck, the delete button acts as a cutting tool if you really want to go all hello darly, to coin a phrase. Then press back to go back to your poppet and choose a different material. Another uber-gad feature of any of the craft materials you might use is their ability to alter their thickness. Use the thickness buttons to change the depth of something. Use the thickness buttons to change the depth of something, ranging from stout and proud to chunky monkey, to lean but not mean, and to size 0 supermodel. Supermodelized objects will slide between other objects, which might prove to be fortuitous at some point. You can combine different thicknesses. You can combine different thicknesses to create some bold new architectural forms. Ah, nice and comfy. Now, where are my slippers? Oh yes, the dog's wearing them. Another uber-gad feature of any of the craft materials you might use is their ability to alter their thickness. Use the thickness buttons to... Building snowmen is fun, although personally I'd be a pound suspicious of the green ones. But if you build them out of dissolve material, you can melt them in an instant. Conquering LittleBigPlanet requires skill, guile, and cunning. But sometimes you just want to blow stuff up. Find explosives in your tools bag. Now there's a choice. Impact explosives are highly volatile and go off if someone or something bumps into them. Handle with care. The other choice is trigger explosives that can be detonated with a switch. We'll learn more about switches in later lessons. Placing either explosive is exactly the same as placing anything else, only a bit more sinister. If you feel the need to propel certain objects skywards into the LittleBigPlanet Cancerious, then you can do that with the Rockets facility. You'll find rockets on your Gadgets page. You can position a rocket like you would any other object. When you do, hold down the Action button to get to your Tweaks menu. You can then adjust Boost, which determines how much oomph you want to put into your rocket's launch. The on and off aspect of the tweaks is useful too. If it's on, it'll blast off the moment you close your poppet. So instead, with it off, attach a switch to launch it when you're at a safe distance. Check the switch tutorials for guarantee of success. We have liftoff, not Whitney, we have a problem. Whitney. Two-way switches are another way happy gadders can operate your wonderful creations. Instead of standing on it to activate it, a sack person must grab a two-way switch or get another object to nudge it. Place a two-way switch like other things you've placed and connect it just like you would connect a button. That means pulling the old connector tab out and connecting it to your object. Remember that talk we had, how you agreed to obey? The tweak menu has some rather groovy features. On and off is, well, off and on. Direction will make things change direction. One shot is useful on some objects, just try it out. Choosing speed will let the switch directly control the speed of the thing it is connected to. Have a faff around with it, you can't break it. Sticker switches are activated when a matching sticker or decoration is stuck nearby. Get a sticker switch from your Tools Bag Gadgets page. Use a sticker switch like any other switch. Stick it down, connect it up, and tweak it anywhere you like. Let's take a quick gad at the speed tweak, though. This is a good one because the speed of the thing you connect it to depends on how close the sticker is to the switch. And NB, that item setting too. If you choose a particular sticker or decoration here, the switch only responds if that particular one is nearby. Otherwise, any old sticker or decoration would set the bally thing off. But if pandemonium is your aim, then this might be right up your cul-de-sac. A grab switch is triggered when a sack person grabs the thing it's... Oops. A grab switch is triggered when a sack person grabs the thing it's attached to. Get a grab switch from the tools bag and stick it onto something you can grab. You know the routine with switches, so we won't make a song and dance about it. Oh, all right, then we will. Grab switches, jolly handy. A chickadee, buckadee, chickadee, chickadee. Ooh. Two-way switches are fine and dandy, but the real cool kids are into three-way switches now. Three-ways bring that much-needed third level of switchiness that two-way switches are sadly lacking. You place your three-way switch like you would anything else, but with your tongue sticking out of the corner of your mouth. That says, I know my tongue's out, but my mind is on higher things. Select it from the Gadgets page in the Tools bag, then position it and connect. And Tweak has all the usual switch tweaks. Okay, you can put your tongue away now. You've clinched the deal. It's good to keep your fellow sack persons on their toes with a surprise now and then. And sensor switches are boogaloo bonza brill for this. Placing a sensor switch is exactly like placing any other switch. Once you've got your connector tab connected to your object, you can access the tweak menu. All the usual suspects are here, on or off, direction and one shot. Speed, however, means the speed of the object is determined by how close you are to the sensor switch. The closer, the faster. The distance setting affects how far away you can be before the sensor detects you. If ye have the wisdom of wizards and witches, then ye must knowest of magnetic key switches. Actually, they're not that mysterious, to be frank. They just need a magnetic key nearby to activate them. So, place the switch first. It's on your Gadgets page. And yank the connector tab to connect it up. In the tweak menu, there's all the usual switch gubbins such as on, off, but this time, distance determines how close the key must be for it to activate the switch. And colour sets what colour of magnetic key will activate the magnetic switch. When you've tweaked the magnetic key switch, don't forget to add a magnetic key to the scene. Attach a magnetic key to something hereabouts, preferably something hereabouts that you can move. When you tweak the key, you can set its colour, and it's a good idea to make it the same colour as the switch. That way, when you drag your magnetic key to the same coloured magnetic key switch, hey presto! Open sesame, abra uba gadra, and I can't think of any other chant. There we are.